Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday, August 12th. So I am here today. I've got this smoke up. Is the market going to go up in smoke and crash again? We are at a critical point, right? We are seeing lots of dark pool activity. If you guys are new to my channel, please go ahead, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you can see awesome videos like this. And if you want to learn more about the dark pools, come on over to thedarkpools.com to the training pit. We were ready yesterday for that drawdown in the SPY. We've had a couple indicative prints of some big moves happening. So definitely come and check it out. You will learn all about trading them, but I wanted to go ahead and start showing you guys, I follow the short volume. So let's go ahead, let's pull this over. With the SPY, this is the SPY short volume for the past couple of days, for the past 10 trading days. And you can see it was going up. And then as of the end of August, it's starting to slowly drop. Hey, Asif, good afternoon. And you can see yesterday, there was even more buying power. There was 33 million that was traded and 18 million was short out of that. Now we did go ahead and squeeze up, and you can see this is a mini trading view chart here. We are right back at the top that we were hitting back in February. Now, we tend to see a lot of real-time dark pool activity once we get to levels that we have not hit before. Let's go ahead and look at this. So many times you'll come and you'll test that level. You'll have a mini pullback, a bigger surge, and then that downward turn. So looking at it this way, we are testing we're almost testing the highs of yesterday. I like to look at the pre-market, right? So now this is a SPY 5-minute chart. Let me bring it to a 45-minute chart so you guys can see it a little less cluttered there. All right. So on the 45-minute chart, it really looks like we've got this strong resistance right up here at this area right now, right where we're headed. 337.70 area right there. We were hitting it. Yesterday, it went up to 337.80. So really looking to see, are we going to go ahead and sell off? We had a massive volume drop, big candlestick down there, right? Big candlestick at a former dark pool level. So is that going to just be all buying power? I've got these two yellow lines here. Now this is trading view. You can see that right here, this was the point of control or for the volume profile from yesterday, just about 337.10. And today we're at 337.19. Now, yesterday they took it all the way up. They popped it above up to 337.54, and then it pulled back. So there's a good chance that they could be taking it up again and pulling it down. We will see. Now, yesterday we broke down over the moving averages, bounced off of this nice EMA right here where we had some buying come in, and then it curled back up. We're above the 50 simple moving average. You guys know I really look at the 425 EMA here on the 45-minute chart. That is the big indicator to me that the market is really going to roll over. We did have Apple and Microsoft. Now they are having nice rebound days today, right? Apple pulled back yesterday and it surged up more today. It helps when you type in the ticker correctly. There we go. So you can see it's also somewhat consolidating right here, right? So we had a couple of days where we were right here at this area. Let me turn off the pivots and camera is here, right? So when we turn those off, you can see we were really at this area. We had an ascending triangle with an upper limit right about 442.12. And then we have this area right here where it's just consolidating, right? It doesn't want to draw for me. Rectangle. and we have this box right here. So we're up pretty much almost testing those bounds again. Right up here, 454.70, 455 would feel more bullish on Apple. However, it is a bit outside of this upward channel, a little bit more extended, and could easily have a pullback. Now, we had earnings that was back here, came up, tested the midline of the upward channel, and then surged out above, and has been following this trend line pretty much since then. So if we do break below, if we break below 438, really, we might have a bigger downturn in the market. So let's go ahead, let's pull it. Oops, crossing down. I want to see when it's crossing down, not up. All right, so we see that we've had 1, 2, 3 days of consolidation here, 1, 2, 3 days, potentially a 4th day right here. Whichever direction we go from here could really determine it. If we look on our daily chart, you'll see that many times when you have that big area of consolidation, it will go ahead and lead to a bigger move, right? So we had a big area from middle of January. Let's turn off those volume profiles there. Hopefully I turned it off, not back on again. Yeah, oh, I did. There we go. All right, so we had big 2 weeks, January 16th, pretty much until February 16th. So a whole month, 20 trading days, where more or less went sideways. So right now, we somewhat have that with a lower support of 433 and upper level of 457, $20 range there, $25 range. So if it breaks above that 457, this consolidation could have further move up, which would definitely go ahead and rocket Apple up to potentially $500. Now, if it goes ahead and it breaks below, we'll likely be testing that 426 and even further down. So let's go ahead and move these lines right on up here. So we'll put it up at 457 and down here at 423. 430, excuse me, 432. There we go. And then we could have, if this consolidates right here, we can see the volumes dropping a little bit now. We might have a bigger pullback. You can see, where did we go back in March? We came all the way back down here to this 425. So realistically, if we start to have that downturn again, where could we go? Well, maybe down to 269, because these averages are always moving, right? Let's go and look at the Qs. Qs, massive surge today. Again, why? Microsoft and Apple have rebounded, right? So we brought it back down, hit the 21 EMA, bounced off of that, and we're now hitting this trend line right here. Could that be a upper boundary? It definitely could. And we will see. We're middle of the day, so many times we will see that the market will have positioning that happens middle of the day. When we look at the SPY today, finally it seems like it's moved. It's been stuck for the past 45 minutes, an hour, right? So this is a 15-minute chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 15, an hour and a half that it just traded sideways, right? So now we're above this 337.25. Come up. Are we going to hold above this high here? And again, remember I said, hey, I want to see it break this 337.80 area to really prove itself. Well, our high so far today, 337.78. So we will see if we're going to go ahead. Now this is interesting here, this pull down to 333. Is that just in relation to later prints from yesterday? Very well could be. Or maybe it's a signal they're going to take it right down here, down to that 425. We will see. All right, Joseph, so today you learned your lesson, take profits, didn't take your Apple put profits. Yes. So always good to lock a profit, right, Joseph? If you are long or short and you're locking and you're in the profit, go ahead and lock it. You're never going to go broke taking profits, right? All right. Also looking at American Airlines. So American Airlines was on my list today as a potential short, and look at right where we happen to stop. Have to love that, right? So we're looking at it, came down here 13.15, and it bounced up from there. Now we're testing a moving average, which is also a resistance area right here at 1340. Will it go ahead and rebound, or is it going to go ahead and pull back from here? Also, on the announcements, we do have a couple more announcements that are coming out today. This is from Forex Factory. We have one at 1 o'clock for the 10-year bond, and also the federal budget balance meeting. So this could be horrendous, or it could be great. We will see what happens. I know that we did have Kaplan talking earlier today, and they were saying that the virus is really hindering us about how it's working. You know what, Asif, I will do a video. Maybe I'll go ahead and do a video this weekend about it a bit more, so we can go ahead and see it. I have it on my other computer, so I can't show you the screen right at the moment. Otherwise, I would. If I'd planned for it, I would definitely show it to you. All right, and also Microsoft. So Microsoft had a big pullback, right? We had a big pullback past couple days, came to the lower bounds, and then we went ahead and we bounced up from here, and we will see if this is going to hold, right? Are we going to go ahead and pull back again? We've tested this moving average. Really would like to see here we hit the 200 simple moving average and it sold off. Are we going to break that 210.20? That would be an area at which I would say if we break above that, there's a good likelihood that the market, it will be continuing to the upside. Also, if Apple were to go ahead and break above the 457 area. 447, 437, 457. Yeah, it would need to break out up here for it to really prove itself to strong to the upside. They could be taking it right here just to consolidate and potentially sell even more shares. So that's always a thought. When you have someone like NVAX, I know someone that was in NVAX, and hey, this went from in one day down here, the low of 100 up to 198 the next day, and then we had a recommendation for it to be at 225. Be cautious. When you start to see that there's recommendations for a stock to go up in the headlines, be careful. If it starts to go down, then you might see that it's going to end up with a sell-off, right? Because many times if the vaccine, if a stock is upgraded, if you watch it and you actually follow it through that day, it will usually sell off. So sometimes the big guys use reverse psychology. So keep that in mind. Is there anything that you guys would like to look at as far as stocks today? We do have all the indexes pretty much surging up. We have IWM up hitting some highs. But if we look at it again on that 45-minute chart, do you guys see this bit of a rounded top right here? So is that going to end up being a rollover for the Dow Jones, for the Russell? Somewhat same scenario came up. Are we going to break below this 50 simple moving average right here and the 20? That could also be a move where we start to see it come down, test down here at the 275, 274 area, and then potentially further. We have much lower volume so far today than we did yesterday. So looking at that and keeping that in mind that all that volume is above us. Also looking at the Russell, that here we have more volume yesterday on the Russell as well, and today it's pulling back a bit. Yes, the Qs are up today. We have a bit of volume that's dropping as the price is increasing. So keep all of that in mind, right? We had big volume right when we came down and we bounced off of this moving average. And then we've got the SPY as well. Did not pull all the way back down. So the SPY could still come all the way back down here. Let's look at Apple as well. Apple is far away from that moving average. Facebook, yeah, I'll pull it up. So Apple could pull back to 415, and Microsoft, it did pull back, I believe. Yeah, we pulled back to it, and now are we going to close below this level? 208. level, let's go ahead and put an alert for crossing below. If that crosses below, that could also pull back on the NASDAQ and the Qs. And let's look at Facebook. All right, so Facebook, we are somewhat in a downward trend here. Do you guys see it? Right, if we draw to the tops right here, we're in a downward trend, had a break above that right here. Are we going to close above it? So right now, it's a lot of in limbo at the moment for what's going to happen. It's still in that upward motion. We had this upward trend line here. We're above this ascending triangle. And we might come down and test again this 200 on the 45-minute chart, right around 255. If we break below that, watch, we might be going down to 250, 249. If we break below 249, could end up in a bigger pullback. Also, the FCC, as far as what's happening with the big guys, would definitely look at that as well. So you can see this is pretty strong resistance back here. So here we have almost a head and shoulders as well. If it sets up, shoulder, no, I don't want that. I want the drum brush. So shoulder, head, and is this going to be our shoulder right here? As long as we stay below 265, could very well be a shoulder for us. And let's go to look at IGC. Yeah, 3 more days, ASIF. Saturday. Saturday is my birthday. I'm excited for it. So IGC, yes, had a beautiful run, pulled back. A couple of halts today, as you can tell, and it ran up. Also, if you look at India Globalization Capital, you go here, and India Globalization, right? We should actually see 2. So we have India, IGC. There's another one, I believe, that's actually traded on the Indian exchange. And many times, if you watch them, they will end up mimicking each other. So there's a good chance that this one had a rally in India and also in the US today. Something kind of cool to watch. I'll see if I can find that for you guys and put it in the comments. All right, everyone, have an amazing day. Watch those levels. Right now we are testing that upper bound. Are we going to go ahead and see way more dark pool activity here? Again, look, they took it up here last time with a bit more volume, and where's the volume going today? We are dropping that volume, right? So is this all manipulation? The middle of the day taking it up could usually be a lot of manipulation time with the algorithms and things like that. Have a great day. Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 12:15. Bye.